Hello and welcome to the Crowley ISD PLC Curriculum Preview for 8th grade Mathematics.
I am Kayla Molina, Crowley High School 9th grade Department Chair and Algebra Lab Teacher.
And I'm Megan Dixon, the Secondary Math Coordinator. I'm so honored to have Kayla to assist with the third 6 weeks Curriculum Preview videos.
In this video, we will discuss proper use of the PLC agenda leading questions, identify curriculum hotspots, address new math TEKs, and provide real-time instructional strategies that will include the effective use of tiered exit tickets, as well as utilizing the data collected for in-class interventions. At the end of this video, teachers will complete the PLC for the Math PLC for the new Math TEK 8.5i. The we will, I will statements shown are examples of how to frame a lesson as listed in Fundamental 5.
Units covered in the third 6 weeks are Unit 6, Statistics and Bivariate Data, and Unit 7, Transformational Geometry. Please pause the video to review the Unit 6 Local Assessment Blueprint. Take time to note the instructional days and assessment posting and administration dates. Now take a moment to review the Unit 7 Local Assessment Blueprint. Notice that we will post the Unit 7 assessment earlier due to semester exams. Feel free to administer the assessment as early as December 12th, but no later than December 15th. For today's PLC purpose, materials teachers will need are the Unit 6 IFD, Content Builder, PLC for Math PLC document, PLC agenda located on the CTL, and yellow, green, and blue highlighters. At this time, we will be using the organizing instruction using the TEK Standard Types document or Content Builder. For the purpose of today's PLC curriculum preview, we will be using the Unit 6 IFD, which covers statistics and bivariate data. At this time, please read the TEKs listed on pages 13 through 31 of the IFD. As you review the TEKs, highlight in yellow the supporting standards and highlight the readiness standards in green. All remaining standards are process standards and will be highlighted in blue. Please take a moment to complete this task. Now use the highlighted IFD as a key to place each standard in the corresponding color-coded graphic organizer.
Before we identify the hotspot TEK for the third 6 weeks, let's discuss the 3 leading questions on the PLC agenda page. What do we want our students to learn? How will we know if they have learned it? And what will we do if they don't?
Let's begin with leading question 1. What do we want students to learn? When discussing what we want students to learn, teachers need to use their IFD, paying close attention to the TEK breakdown in the specificity section. This is the what the teacher will need to teach and what students must learn in order to master the TEK. For deeper clarification, teachers should utilize the Enhanced TEKS Clarification document found on the TEKS-RS system. This document gives sample questions as well as goes deeper than the specificity of the IFD.
Leading question 2 is, how will we know students have learned it? This question includes the in-class formative assessments you create in order to assess student learning immediately, therefore being able to reteach when needed. This may include the use of whiteboards, clickers or polling apps using the iPad, students writing or journaling, or exit tickets, which will be demonstrated later in this video, or other quick assessment tools. The last leading question is, what will we do when students don't learn? This question can sometimes be interpreted as what teachers will do outside of class time, but this leading question actually addresses what the teacher should do during class time to reteach immediately when they see a disconnect when completing the formative assessments discussed in question 2. An example intervention would be grouping students together and letting those who have mastered the TEK complete the next lesson or complete an enrichment activity, while teachers provide support to students who need additional assistance in a small group setting.
As part of the PLC process, the what, we will discuss our hotspot identified using a heat map. For the third 6 weeks in 8th grade math, we will target TEK 8.5i, which is previously 8.4a. Take a moment to read over the TEK. We have selected 8.5i because by the red color we can identify it as an area of concern. Now let's focus specifically on the new TEK. As you can see, this is a readiness standard. This standard is part of Reporting Category 2, Computations and Algebraic Reasoning, which makes up 39% of the STAR assessed blueprint. When reviewing the standard, make sure to identify the cognitive level. These are the verbs that identify what the students will be able to do. The content level, which is the overall concept that the students will learn, and in what context it will be taught. This practice aligns with leading question 1, what do we want our students to learn? Please take a moment to pause the video to look on pages 27 and 28 of the Unit 6 IFD and review the standard and unit level specificity.
The second part of the PLC process is the "so what?", which addresses the implications and also gives teachers the chance to reflect upon teaching practices. At this time, we will pause for small group purposeful talk to discuss seed questions, both of which are attributes of the fundamental 5. Seed questions are essential to guiding and focusing conversations to the desired learning outcomes. During this time, focus specifically on the previously identified TEAC. Please pause the video at this time to allow for discussion.
Before we begin to plan for instruction, let's discuss the ability of students to transfer learning, which corresponds to question 2 of our leading questions. Transfer of learning is the ability to apply knowledge learned in one context to a new context. Transferring learning means the learner recognizes common features among concepts, skills, or principles, links the information in memory. This is when students say, "Oh, I know when to use that." Or the learner sees the value of utilizing what was learned in one situation in another. This is when students can show their learning not only when a sample looks like the other the teacher gave them, but also when it does not. The Now What piece of the PLC curriculum preview starts with using the PLC for Math PLC page as a tool for creating lessons. Classroom instruction will move to a higher level of understanding as well as offer opportunities for students to transfer information. Because we have covered how to complete the PLC for Math PLC in previous 6 weeks videos, please pause the video and complete this task with your team. The next slides will provide real-time examples demonstrating the use of exit tickets and differentiated interventions based on the data the teacher collects.
Although some of you already use exit tickets in your classroom, this algebra teacher has an innovative way to administer tiered exit tickets. This is just a small portion of the video. Please see the full version on theteachingchannel.com.
Please make sure you hand in your calculator at the end. Calculator and exit card.
I'm Marie Barchi. I've never not done an exit card. It's something I just do every day. It just comes natural with it's part of every lesson.
Okay, our aim today is how do we solve and graph 1 and 2 step linear inequalities.
As I walk around whilst other students are presenting their work, I really get a feel for who's struggling. Okay, this you should always cross multiply your variable first. You know, when you walk by their paper and the problem's not done, it's because they clearly couldn't do it. And that's kind of how I identify at the end of the period who's getting which of the 2 exit cards.
Okay, guys, you're going to work on the exit card now. There's 2 questions. You have more than enough time. On your way out, where does it go?
The box.
In the box. Very nice. Need help on it.
I give a grade level exit card and I give an above grade level exit card.
Let's review our steps while I hand out the exit card. What steps do we take to solve and graph 1 and 2 step linear inequalities?
I always make sure before I hand out the exit card that I summarize my lesson.
What is step number 2, which only happens sometimes, Ashley?
You flip the sign.
The fact that we reviewed that you need to flip your inequality sign when you multiply or divide by a negative number reinforced that right before they worked on the exit card. So maybe not all of them got that right, but most of them are like, oh my God, we just went over that. I have to flip it. So I think that it's important to review your aim.
Please make sure you hand in your exit card.
The kids are constantly asking me, can we have our exit card back from the day before? We want to see how we did on our exit card.
Here is an example of how to use the data from the exit tickets to create in-class interventions as demonstrated in a Crowley ISD classroom.
Hello, my name is Becky Barton and I teach the 4th grade at Jackie Cardin Elementary. Kids play. 4, 3, 2. Somebody remind me of the rules, particularly for the back of the line, Julius? Today, I will be demonstrating how to differentiate instruction for students based on the previous day's exit ticket data. Before we get to your problem solving today, we are going to work in your workstations to practice the division, especially the division we were having a little trouble with yesterday. I begin class by separating the students into groups based on the skill level I assessed through their exit tickets. So, I've got a group, Samad, Brooklyn, Embry, and Isaac. You're going to be with me, and we're going to make sure that we've got your 2-digit divided by 1-digit, all solid. For 3-digit divided by 1-digit. My coaches, Martin, Emery, and Peyton. You guys have shown me that over and over you're getting this. And then yesterday when we did the 4-digit divided by 1-digit, Elena, Jalen, and Haley are going to be one group. Alana, Joel, and Julius are going to be another. I can then work individually with the group that needs the most assistance and scaffold the learning for the other 2 groups who have mastered the TEAG and are ready to move on.
A low number in your head and count it down. You got it. Will you try this one? 46 divided by 4, and you got 36 with the remainder. Okay, I want you each to try that one now, and then we'll see if you can move to the 3-digit divided by 1-digit.
By the end of the class, I am able to target students who need more extensive tutorials.
Another integral part of the Now What, which relates to question 3, what will we do when students don't learn, is intervention. Take time now to discuss the following questions and what they may look like on your campus. During class time and outside class time, how will we provide students with additional time and support in a timely, directive, and systematic way when students experience difficulty? How can we enrich the learning of students who are already proficient?
We appreciate you participating in the PLC Curriculum Preview. When you plan on utilizing tiered exit tickets, please invite us in, as we would love to see classroom implementation. If you have any suggestions for future curriculum previews, please submit ideas to megan.dixon@crowley.k12.tx.us. Also, I would like to hear from you if you have an instructional strategy that you would like to showcase in upcoming videos. Finally, please be sure to submit a copy of the PLC for Math PLC document, PLC agenda, and content builder to the appropriate campus designee. Thank you, and as always, we appreciate your time.